States President Donald Trump's administration on the Friday barred reporters from accessing part of the White House press office without an appointment, citing the need to protect sensitive material. Also, the journalists are now barred if they do not have prior approval to access the area known as the upper press, which is where the press secretary, that is Karoline Leavitt's office, is located and is near the Oval Office. Also, the reporters have until now been able to freely visit the area, often wandering up to try to speak to the Leavitt or the senior press officers to seek information or confirm stories. Also, medias are still allowed to access the area known as the lower press, next to the famed White House briefing room, where more junior press officers have their desk, the memo said. Also, the policy comes amid wider restrictions on the journalist by the Donald Trump administration, including new rules at the Pentagon that major outlets, including the AFP, refused to sign earlier this month. The change at the White House was announced by the National Security Council in a memorandum titled Protecting Sensitive Material from Unauthorized Disclosure in the Upper Press. The memorandum also directs the prohibition of the press pass holders from accessing the upper press, which is also situated adjacent to the Oval Office, without an appointment, said the memo, addressed to the Leavitt and the White House Communication Director Stephen Chang. This policy will ensure adherence to the best practices pertaining to access to the sensitive material. It said the change was necessary because the White House press officers were now routinely dealing with the sensitive materials following the recent structural changes to the National Security Council. Donald Trump has gutted the once powerful NSC, putting it under the control of the Secretary of State Marco Rubio after the former National Security Advisor, that is Mike Waltz, was reassigned in the May following a scandal over the use of the Signal app to plan strikes on the Yemen. Trump's administration has made a major shake-up to access rules for the journalists since his return to power in January. Many mainstream outlets have also seen their access to the areas like the Oval Office and the Air Force One reduced, while the right-wing, Donald Trump-friendly outlets have been given more prominence. The White House also banned the Associated Press news agency from the key areas where the Donald Trump speaks after it refused to recognize his order changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Media are still allowed to access the area known as the lower press, that is next to the famed White House briefing room, where more of the junior press officers have their desk, the memo said.